Hello everyone, and welcome back to the class of user interface design. So in the previous video we were discussing about how to organize the menus, and we have already discussed most of the points here. Just in the previous video I just told you we'll discuss this provide decreasing direction menus. So I've just highlighted few things here. We have already discussed all these things. So let us go minimize the number of labels. The advantage of a menu system with greater breadth and less depth. Okay, we will see if greater breadth and less depth. So fewer steps and shorter time to reach one's objective, fewer opportunity to wander down wrong paths. These are some you can just go through by. So the broad menu's disadvantages are, okay, a more crowded menu that may reduce the clarity of the wording of choices. Again, they have listed all the advantages if you have a higher depth menus or greater breadth menus. So please go through yourself. I think these are full of theory, and okay, you will understand. Fewer labels of menus aid the decision making process, but trying to put too many choices on a single menu also has a negative impact. Again, we have to important. So finally, ultimately we have to balance everything. Limit the number of choices. If the choices cannot be logically grouped, restrict the number to 4 to 8. Okay, we have, so if logically grouped, there can be maximum 18 to 14. Then provide a decreasing direction of menus. In a multi-level menu, a decreasing direction structure presents successively fewer choices as each lower level is traversed. So for example, just try to imagine this is a main menu, then I go here, then check spelling again. Okay, for example, protection. So again again there is a sub menu here for security properties. Again there is a big menu again. So that should not be a case. Okay, when you traverse from higher level menus to the lower level menus, then the choices should be less. Okay, so that is what is a decreasing direction menu. Then if it is an increasing direction, it successively more choices as each lower level is traversed. So as you go further level 2, level 3, level 4, you will be having more number of choices than the earlier or previous menu. So I think that should not be the case here. Then complexity. Provide both and simple complex menus. Okay, both you can incorporate in your websites. Simple means a minimal set of actions and menus. Complex means a complete set of actions and menus. For example, if the user is a novice user or a beginner, he can use a simple menus, and if he is a expert user, then he can use the complex menus. Then item arrangement. How exactly you are going to arrange the items in the menus. Align alternatives or choices into single columns wherever possible. Okay, so this is very important. Align alternatives or choices into a single columns. For example, all these menus are of single columns. I have never seen, maybe very few instances I must have seen where a menu is having multiple columns. So if there is a multiple columns, then it becomes extremely difficult for the user to choose his particular task, okay, or option. Then orient for top to bottom reading. So that is what is top to bottom reading. Left to justify the descriptions. Okay, so if you are justifying, so left. If a horizontal orientation of descriptions must be maintained, then organize for left to right reading. For scanning ease, menu choices should be left justified and aligned vertically into the columns. Yeah, I hope. Then how we are going to order, okay, what order we should follow to incorporate the menus in the interface. Order lists of choices by their natural order. Okay, or for lists associated with numbers, use numeric order. Okay, there must be a natural order, okay, for a Suppose if you're traveling from here to Bangalore, so once we cross Belgaum, then we get Kittur, then Dharwad, then Hubli, then Haveri, then Davangere, Chitradurga. So this is what is a natural order. Okay, if you are planning to show, okay, this traveling to Bangalore as a menu, so that this is what is a natural order. So if the natural order doesn't exist, then you if okay list is associated with the numbers, then definitely you can go for use the numbers. Then for textural lists with a small number of options, okay, 7 or less, order by sequence of occurrence, then frequency of occurrence, then importance, then semantic similarity. Sequence of occurrence means the same thing, okay. Then frequency of occurrence, sequence of occurring in the sense, so first user has to click this, then you keep that menu option in that as a top, okay, first option in the menu. Then you want the user to click on the second, so you whatever he has to click as a second option, you place that in the second order. Same frequency of occurrence, so if the user has to, okay, use, I mean if particular many options option will be used many times by the user, then you keep it in the top position, okay, so that user should not struggle. For example, when I click here, so suppose if I have to use manage tools, so again and again, then you bring it and place it here. So maybe now undo is there, means highest time, most of the users use undo, okay, more times than other many options. That is what is the meaning. Then importance, so maybe undo is the most, or here rotate view is highest frequently used by. Then use alphabetical order for long lists, okay, so if the list is too long, for example country's name, usually it starts from okay, it is ordered alphabetically, okay. Then short lists with no obvious pattern or frequency. Then separate potentially destructive actions from frequently chosen items. Separate potentially destructive actions from frequently chosen items. The meaning here is so if some menus are frequently used by okay the user, and immediately next to that there is one more option for deleting or cutting or something like that. So for example here view, then okay, undo, redo, cut, copy, paste. Then okay, so suppose if don't mix up everything, okay, if the user is using undo frequently, then don't put something which is destructive, delete here, so that mistakenly the user can click on delete and he can, okay, the whole thing okay gets deleted. So that should not be the case. If option usage changes, do not reorder the menus, okay. If option usage changes means, so earlier last month I was using undo many times, and this month I'm using paste many times, so suddenly you should not change the order now, okay. So again it is confusing for the user. Maintain a consistent ordering of options on all related menus, so you have to maintain a consistent ordering. For variable length menus, maintain consisting relative positions. For fixed length menus, maintain consistent absolute positions. So we have to understand what is the meaning of a relative position and what is a absolute position. Relative position means, okay, from how paste is just, okay, it is immediately next to copy, so this is what is a relative position, okay. Absolute position in the sense, from top paste is 1 2 3 4 5th position, so that is what is absolute position. Relative position means what is the distance from select all to the paste, so that is what is a relative position. So we have to maintain consistent relative positions as well as consistent absolute positions. The same thing is okay explained in detail in this Okay, the subsequent pages, you can just go through is natural ordering. If items have a natural sequence such as chapters in a book, okay, then the same thing they have displayed, you please go through it, because otherwise we may not able to complete the syllabus. We are already lagging a lot. So thank you for watching these videos. I don't know how you okay, anyhow, thank you. So let us begin groupings from the next class. Thank you.